I want to talk about how to take care of yourself. And I guess this is coming from a perspective of a woman. Um, but me, as a woman at 42, how do I take care of myself? Um, I think taking care of myself has become more of a priority this year than it ever has. In middle age, when we have kids in high school or middle school, whatever age, um, we're busy, we're working. I'm going to school and working, trying to go to the gym, trying to eat healthy, trying to be a good mom, trying to be a good partner, trying to be a good community member. And what happened with me recently is I just hit a wall. I burned out. Um, and so I kind of started from scratch with health, with taking care of myself. So what I'm doing now is just sort of building one thing in at a time. Um, I was noticing I was gaining a little bit of weight back, which has always been a struggle for me. So I looked at that, like, what can I change? And one change I've made is drinking tea instead of coffee in the morning, limiting my coffee. So I'll have like 2 cups of tea with no creamer, maybe a little bit of plant-based milk for creaminess, and then I'll have 1 cup of coffee with some cashews blended into it, and I could show you how to do that. And I started going to the gym again because here in Boston it's very cold and it's hard to get outside every day in the wintertime. So I decided I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do 1 hour on the stair climber and do slow cardio. And there are multiple reasons for doing that. One is it's a really good, easy way to burn a lot of calories. Easy in the sense of you don't have to be that coordinated. You can meet yourself where you're at and change the level of difficulty. You can scroll on your phone and watch videos or entertain yourself somehow while you're on the stair climber, and you can turn it up or down and make it as challenging as you can handle without it being too hard. But I do 1 hour on the stair climber. And the other main reason I'm doing it is because we got to do cardio for our mental health. It's important. It's important to fight depression in the wintertime living in Boston. You don't get a lot of sunlight, and winter can be really challenging. So those are a couple ways I take care of myself. I do eat a whole food, plant-based diet. Primarily, I make most of my food. That can be challenging, and I have some systems in place, and I do meal prep, and I eat pretty simply during the day. I usually have a lot of tea. I make homemade juice. I eat a lot of fruit, and I try to kind of do a combination of intermittent fasting and juice fasting until dinner, and I'll just have a good dinner. So those are the ways I'm taking care of my body right now. Another really important way to take care of yourself is to be a part of some sort of community. Get yourself out of isolation. I think that is a huge deal. One, because if you're in isolation, you can find yourself in a situation where it feels normal to you, but if you had friends and family looking into your life, they would know that what you were going through isn't normal, isn't healthy. And so being in community helps kind of hold everyone accountable in a sense. And I speak from experience of being a stay-at-home mom, having an alcoholic husband who mistreated me, And I was so isolated and alone. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get out. That's another video. But what I will say about it is um, there might not be anyone coming to rescue you but you. So you have to really learn to take care of yourself in every way. So being part of community, what that looks like for me is I have a wonderful community of women that I'm a part of that started as an online book club with like 5 people in it, and it's really grown. There's like 30 of us now, and we always chat online. Um, we get together for meals, we talk on the phone, and I just think that having a community of women around you, be it online or in person or hopefully both, is foundational for women. And friendships, deeper friendships beyond just being in a greater, like larger community. I think every woman should try to have like 3 good girlfriends that you can call on the phone, and that you can regularly get out and take walks with and just have regular communication and contact with. I think that is super, super important. And then having your family in a community, whether it be a church or we have a spiritual center that we attend, and we do volunteer work and we host dinners and classes and small groups. So I'm involved in so many things, and I think that is one way that I've really learned to enrich my life is being in community. But that's a huge piece of self-care. And learning to step out of victim mentality is a huge part of self-care. Like, I don't want to hear people saying that no one invites me to anything, or I don't have any friends. Like, if you don't get invited to anything, invite people to something. Create something and invite people to it. If you can't find a book club, find a book you love and start a book club. Don't be a victim. Don't just sit there wondering, like, why no one's inviting you. Be the person to do the inviting. And then the more you get involved in community, the more you will start to get invitations from people. Another way that I take care of myself is owning my feelings. So when I have difficult feelings come up in my relationship with my partner, mostly, that's usually where I find myself getting triggered and getting upset about things. Rather than blaming him, and saying like, you made me feel this way, I look inside and I feel the feelings are coming up. But did he really make me feel those feelings, or were they already there? And so exploring, owning your feelings, exploring healing yourself is a wonderful form of self-care that will take your life to the next level. And you can do that through probably spirituality, different spiritual practices, joining a spiritual book club, going to a spiritual center or a church. Plant medicine is a good way to expedite your healing process. And I would say taking care of your body, coming out of isolation, and healing are probably the 3 biggest ways that I take care of myself and that I recommend that you do. So I guess as I go forward with this channel, I would love to hear if anything I brought up brings up questions for you, and then maybe that can inspire me to make a video about it. If you're curious about healing, if you're curious about how to eat better, let me know in the comments and I'll share more.